O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
You probably aren't burned out because you're working too much, but because modern existence is just fundamentally too heavy to carry.
Right, yeah. It's like we're constantly hauling around this massive compounding weight of, physical stuff, micro decisions, and just unresolved thoughts.
Exactly, and it completely depletes our batteries. Okay, let's unpack this, because our sources today offer this really fascinating solution wrapped in, well, an interesting avatar. The Murasaki Shinobi, or the Purple Ninja.
Yeah, the Purple Ninja. It's this conceptual master who navigates modern chaos by fiercely protecting their energy. Like, they only expend energy on the absolute essential.
Which makes so much sense, and they start with physical space, right? The sources mention this Zen principle, kanso, which is basically intentional emptiness.
Right, kanso. Because every single object you own emits what they call invisible demands. You have to clean it, organize it, insure it, or, worry about replacing it.
It's honestly like having a dozen smartphone apps running in the background. You aren't actively looking at them all day, but they're quietly draining your battery and keeping your nervous system in this low-grade fight-or-flight state.
What's fascinating here is how that physical clutter literally translates to cognitive depletion. Visual noise actually forces your brain's prefrontal cortex to constantly process and filter information.
Wait, really? So it's burning actual energy just looking at stuff?
Oh, absolutely. It burns actual glucose just deciding what objects to ignore in your peripheral vision, which, perfectly explains why our Purple Ninja wears the exact same dark uniform every single day.
Because it's not about fashion, it's about hoarding glucose.
Exactly. It mirrors the rigid choreography of a Japanese tea ceremony. You completely eliminate the friction of deciding how to make the tea or what to wear, which preserves your prefrontal cortex for, actual critical decisions.
That totally makes sense. And shedding those physical choices naturally leads to shedding emotional baggage, too. Like that famous Zen parable from the sources with the two monks crossing a river.
Oh, yeah, where they encounter the woman who can't cross and are so close.
Right. So the older monk just picks her up, carries her across, and sets her down. But hours later, the younger monk is furious, saying, they took strict vows never to touch a woman.
And the older monk just replies, well, I set the woman down hours ago, so why are you still carrying her?
It's such a good reframe. You aren't just thinking about a stressful email or an argument. Your brain is metabolically carrying it. And this intentional reduction even applies to biology, right? Like with eating.
Yeah, the practice of hara hachibu. You basically eat until you're only 80% full. It accounts for this biological delay because it takes about 20 minutes for leptin.
That's the satiety hormone, right?
Right, the hormone that signals fullness. It takes 20 minutes to travel from your digestive system to your brain. So you stop before you feel full because the signal is just, stuck in traffic.
Stuck in traffic? I love that. And they do this with finances, too, using Kakaibo, which is manual pen and paper budgeting. But here's where it gets really interesting, because applying this strictness everywhere, doesn't it sound a bit miserable?
Like you're giving up all joy and spontaneity.
Yeah, exactly. Are we just optimizing the fun out of life to be highly efficient ninjas?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really not aesthetic deprivation. Take Kakaibo, for example. Writing down purchases introduces physical friction to mindless spending.
Right, so you stop buying impulsive junk because writing it out by hand is annoying.
Exactly. And that friction frees up capital for a specific budget category called culture. You stop bleeding money on those background apps and spend totally guilt-free on things that actually nourish your soul.
Oh, I see. So you cleared the junk to fund the joy.
You got it. And the ultimate level of this energy protection is radical single tasking, which is essentially Zen presence. The sources emphasize the sheer metabolic penalty of mental time travel.
Mental time travel, right. Like stressing about tomorrow or ruminating on yesterday.
Right, because your body genuinely prepares for those threats. Your heart rate elevates, cortisol spikes, and you literally burn physical energy fighting ghosts in your own head. When you walk, just walk.
So what does this all mean? It means peace is really found by returning fully to the present moment. If our ninja is sneaking across a creaking floor and they start worrying about yesterday, their concentration shatters.
Yeah, they make a sound and it's game over.
Yeah.
You simply cannot carry the weight of your life across 3 different timelines. Which actually this raises an important question for you, the listener.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Look at your life right now.
Yeah.
What is one invisible demand? Maybe a cluttered desk, an expired emotional argument, or a superficial obligation that you can consciously choose to set down today.